Acting President Yemi Osinbajo in Katsina declares the 4th Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Clinic open. Efforts to curb the increase of energy theft in the Nigerian electricity supply industry being intensified. Plus, Nigeria Union of Journalists signs a memorandum of understanding with All China Journalists Association for the exchange of technical assistance. These and more on today's NTA News Panorama. I am Ogwa Vivian Ungedibia. We begin with the report that the acting president, Yemi Osinbajo, was in Katsina the week just ended to declare the 4th Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Clinic open. While addressing the people, the acting president disclosed that his relationship with the president in the last 2 years has been more like a brother and a son. State House correspondent Jide Onifade tells us more on this.
This is the second time in the life of the Buhari presidency that Vice President Yemi Osinbajo would be acting as president on behalf of President Muhammadu Buhari, who on both occasions is out of the country on health ground. Trusting someone with great responsibility means that the person is reliable. Having confidence in the person and feeling safe with such person physically and emotionally. Right on arrival into Katsina, the home state of the president, acting President Yemi Osinbajo received a rousing welcome, with Governor Aminu Masari leading the welcome party. The first point of call was the palace of the Emir of Katsina, where he gave an insight on the personal and official relationship he has shared with President Muhammadu Buhari in the last 2 years.
I want to say that one of the reasons why I feel very much at home here in Katsina State is because this is the state of our president, President Muhammadu Buhari, who has taken me more like a brother, in fact sometimes more like a son than a vice president. You know, the amount of trust that he has reposed in me and the amount of responsibility that he gives me on a regular basis is demonstration of the fact that he believes strongly that in this country we can truly be brothers so long as we want to work for the good of our people. And I really thank him all the time very much for this, for the confidence that he continues to represent.
He commended the government and people of Katsina State for being a role model in terms of peaceful coexistence of all ethnic tribes and religions in the state, and the people hailed him for being a worthy and reliable personality. Acting President Yemi Osinbajo spoke about the imperative of a one indivisible and united Nigeria, emphasizing that the nation's diversity is its strength. Jide Onifade, NTA News.
Now, where effort to curb the incidence of energy theft in the Nigerian electricity supply industry are being intensified with the ongoing investigation of the connivance by some customers and meter manufacturers by bypass meters under some of the areas covered by the Ibadan Electricity Distribution Company. These, among other highlights, was captured in the communique issued at the 15th monthly meeting of the power sector operatives, presided over by the Minister, Power Works and Housing, Babatunde Fashola, at the NIP Injection Substation, Jos. A statement by the Special Advisor on Media to the Minister, Hakim Bello, indicates that the connivance has been reported to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, and is under investigation. The statement adds that lack of corporate governance displayed by some discos, evidenced by failure to provide audited accounts, improved services and urgent response to customer complaints has shown inconsistencies in DISCO statements. Meanwhile, the senior special assistant to the president on power and managing director of the Rural Electrification Agency has reiterated the commitment of the federal government to paying verifiable power debts and announced the completion of physical verification of the top 100 MDA locations in Abuja Electricity Distribution Company, with plans to visit Eko and Ikeja discos for physical verification as a prelude to payment. And we move over to France now, where 39-year-old Emmanuel Macron has been sworn in as president of France, becoming the country's youngest leader since Napoleon Bonaparte. President Macron promises French renaissance. Justin Bemouy reports.
New French President Emmanuel Macron, in his inaugural address, pledged on Sunday to work to overcome divisions in society which had shown by the presidential election campaign and seek to build a strong France that was sure of itself in the world. He said under his administration, the labor market would be more flexible, business-friendly conditions would be created to help companies function, and innovation would be at the heart of his action as president. The 39-year-old former investment banker was handed the keys of the country and nuclear codes by the outgoing President François Hollande in an inauguration ceremony at the Presidential Palace in Paris. Macron was then sworn in as President of the Republic and addressed around 300 guests, officials and family members, including his 64-year-old wife, Brigitte. He won a resounding victory last week against Marine Le Pen to become the 8th president of France's 5th Republic. Justin Bemouy, NTA News.
The Nigerian Union of Journalists has signed a memorandum of understanding with All China Journalists Association for the exchange of program visits and technical assistance. This is one of the gains of the visits and technical assistance of the Chinese delegation of journalists to Nigeria as part of the growing bilateral relations between the two countries. Oku Ekpeyong reports.
It was a gathering of media practitioners from Nigeria and China under the auspices of the leadership of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, NUJ. President of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, Abdulwahid Odushile, said the robust relations between the two countries will be further strengthened by the exchange in visits and collaboration.
We just signed an agreement, MOU, with the All China Journalists Association for exchange programs, visits, collaboration in areas of technical assistance to NUJ. But most importantly, it's an opportunity for have a free flow of information between Nigerian journalists and Chinese journalists about our countries, about our peoples, so that we can understand ourselves better and know our people and our culture.
The Chinese delegation said in spite of the historical and political backgrounds between the two continental giants, their relations have continued to grow in leaps and bounds, noting the Chinese journalists have extended cooperation to the NUJ in information technology and journalism. In his message, the Chinese ambassador to Nigeria said the Chinese delegation in Nigeria wants to know more about Nigeria's strides in tackling insecurity and how President Muhammadu Buhari's administration is dealing with corruption.
I really hope that with the joint efforts, we can advance the deeper mutual understanding between the two countries and the two peoples. And I believe that will benefit a lot of our mutual political trust as well as the win-win cooperation.
Nigerian journalists will be visiting China next year through an exchange program on a yearly basis. In Abuja, Oku Ekpeyong, NTA News.
Troops of Forward Operation Base FICA on routine patrol have arrested a suspected fleeing Boko Haram terrorist, 30-year-old Bala Ibrahim, at FICA. Director, Army Public Relations, Brigadier General Sani Kukasheka Usman, in a statement said preliminary investigation shows that the suspect is an indigene of Bulabuling village, Fika local government area of Yobe State. Similarly, troops deployed at Forward Operation Base Yuga on blocking position following a tip-off from well-meaning individuals ambushed and arrested 4 suspected kidnappers at Mundu village. The suspects, Yahaya Auta, age 25, Salisu Lawal, age 20, Umar Mohammed, age 18 years, and Samaila Abubakar were found to be in possession of one locally made 6-loader single-barrel gun, 1 empty cartridge, 2 matches, other dangerous weapons, and the sum of 360 naira while on their way to commit the crime. Well, you can watch this news live online via the NTA mobile app, which you can download on your Android device at the Google Play Store or at the Apple Store if you use devices with iOS. Let's pause for some messages now. Panorama continues shortly. Stay tuned.
The struggle for independence had been a long and tough one. Our founding fathers and compatriots sacrificed their comfort and even shed their blood. We cannot at this point in history afford to spirit away their sacrifices for immediate but temporary gains of today. Let us emphasize what unites and not what divides us. Working for the unity of purpose with a stronger vision for a better tomorrow. NTA, growing with the nation.
Together, no matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together. Let's stop fighting each other. Let us live as one. It doesn't matter where you come from, your tribe or religion, man, woman or child. It doesn't matter who you are. Put Nigeria first. No matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together. How can we develop when we're always in crisis? Families have become refugees in their country. No matter our differences, show some understanding. No matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together.
Nigeria, the only country we can train with remarkable potentials to excel. Let us believe in ourselves and change our attitude for the sake of our country and generations unborn. Let us revive our cultural values, which are our essence as a nation. Let us renew the spirit of patriotism and hope in our dear country. Do not take or give bribe. Be punctual always. No more African time. We can't expect to be global citizens and operate on African time. Join the queue. Insist that people are attended to on a first-come basis, no matter who they are or where they come from.
Nigeria, good people, great nation.
Thank you for staying tuned. If you're just joining us, this is NTA News Panorama on the network service. The International Family Day set aside by the United Nations celebrates the importance of the family globally and promotes a well-balanced and healthy family life. As Nigeria joins the rest of the world to mark the day, Justin Bem Unyi takes a look at the impact and connection of the youth as members of the basic unit of the society called the family.
Latest statistics reveal the world population surpassed 7 billion, with people under the age of 30 accounting for 50.5%, which is more than half of this number. This implies the younger generation has a high developmental impact on all regions of the world. Consequently, analysts recognize that the youth are an integral part of the family and they should be treated with care, shown love, given respect and attention. Some say, due to the deteriorating family values and lack of effective discipline and policies, the youth remain unimpeded to succumbing to negative peer pressure, drug and life-controlling addictions.
All the youths of Nigeria are attached to families. Now, if your family is doing fine in terms of all the basic needs are available, food, especially housing, we believe that if we tackle problems from the root, that many of the issues we have on the surface today will no longer be there.
It is pointed out that influencing the youths positively by leaders is imperative, as the values of the society must be upheld for the nation to move forward.
The students and the other student leaders and unions within Nigeria and West African country and Africa, I wish to urge you to do more by not only encouraging the leaders that you are honoring, but also to encourage your members, your youth, to put in more efforts in order to emulate the leaders and become the leaders of tomorrow. As you quite well know that youth are the backbone of the nation. They are the ones that will make the leaders of tomorrow of any nation. A qualitative youth makes a qualitative future of the country.
As the world celebrates the family, it is therefore vital for nation-states and its respective leaders to respect, promote and ensure a conducive environment for family growth and functions, since the family has a privilege to produce free and responsible citizens, which secures the democracy of a state. In Abuja, Justin Bemunyi, NTA News.
Well, frustration, disenchantment and lack of sound moral upbringing have been identified as the bane of the increasing drug situation in Kano. Fatima Sanusi Karaye has more on the situation.
Kano, a bustling trade center, is today facing numerous social setbacks, with almost 40% of its youth engaged in substance abuse. The state has continued to take the lead in this aspect, which experts attribute to the growing population and poverty.
Considering the population, our youths, some youths are coming from other states, so they are non-indigenous, they are not from Kano State. So that is the main problem.
Today, ingenuity has been introduced into drug abuse with complex mixtures and experimentations that are harmful to the society. What is alarming is the involvement of underage children. 7-year-old Abba, who spends most of his time on the streets selling Zobo drink for his mother, was introduced to smoking weed about a year ago.
This man takes me somewhere and gives me weed to smoke.
I give him weed to smoke every day. I see him with 6 other boys.
Similarly, young ladies are now into non-conventional drugs, where the Commandant National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, Hamza Umar, warned of serious social consequences.
I want to stop taking drugs. I want to get married. I usually take codeine.
The young man you see there, the one less than 7 years, is one among 6 that the man confessed that he has foiled. And there are many like them around Kano City. We deemed it necessary to bring this notice of the public for them to make sure that when they see this kind of things, they should report to the authorities.
The commandant said despite different tactics employed by drug dealers to conceal their activities, the command was able to arrest, seize, and obtain convictions, as statistics revealed to NTA News showed the use of drugs does not discriminate between the old and the young. In Kano, Fatima Sanusi Garai, NTA News.
Lagos is often referred to as the commercial nerve center of the country, with an estimated population of over 20 million. These attributes also confer on the metropolis a high percentage of social vices, and one of these is drug abuse, especially among the youth. Abolore Ogbara has a situation report.
Report of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA Lagos Command, reveals that from January to March 2017, 138 suspects were arrested in the metropolis with 1,399.78 kilograms of drugs, Indian M, 1,390.38 kilograms, tramadol, 9.35 kilograms, cocaine, 23 grams, and 22 grams of heroin.
Their side effects, they are something that are not pleasant. They may be having hand tremor, their hand will be shaking, they'll be sweating, they may be having palpitation, will be breathing fast as if the world is about to come to an end. So they have to be looking for way out. So it has serious health implications on virtually all the organs in the body.
Medical experts say youthful exuberance, inability to manage stress, peer pressure, lack of parental control, and across-the-counter purchase of drugs without prescriptions are some of the factors responsible to the rise in drug abuse.
For those that are addicted or they are dependent on drug abuse and they need help, and those help will have to be under medical support in an hospital that has rehabilitation facility.
Stakeholders are of the opinion that continuous public enlightenment through the media will go a long way in reducing the prevalence of drug abuse in the country. In Lagos, Abolore Ogbara, NTA News.
And away from that, Nigerians have been urged to pray for leaders at all levels and contribute their quota to the growth and development of the nation, rather than engage in unguarded utterances inimical to the unity of the country. Primate of all Nigeria Anglican Communion, Most Reverend Nicholas Oko, who said this in Lafia, Nasarawa State, emphasized that the church must also play its contributory role in nation building. Joshua Ojito has the details.
It was at the enthronement service of Reverend Godwin Adeyi Robinson as the Bishop of Lafia Diocese, Church of Nigeria Anglican Communion, officiated by a primate of the church, Most Reverend Nicholas Oko, that the role of the church in nation building was stressed. Reverend Oko said the church must be seen as pace-setter for the society and expose injustice and other social vices detrimental to the growth and development of the country.
They should also ensure that they lead by example so that the house of God will be in good condition.
We call on all Nigerians to continue to pray for the speedy recovery of President Muhammadu Buhari. The new Bishop of Lafia Diocese Anglican Communion, Reverend Godwin Adeyi Robinson, restated the commitment of the church in nation building through prayers, character molding, and advising government on the need to entrench good governance in the country.
We want to emphasize the need to live right, to do what is required, and to live a healthy life as a nation.
In Lafia, Joshua Ojito, NTA News.
The Federal Road Safety Corps, FRSC, has been urged to take more actions to address speeding to save lives on Nigerian roads. This was re-echoed at a church service to mark the 4th United Nations Global Road Safety Week in Abuja. Olainka Ojo reports that clerics also appealed to road users to adhere to traffic regulations.
The 4th UN Global Road Safety Week seeks to increase understanding of the danger of speeding on the road. This is coming on the heels of the fact that speed is said to contribute about 1/3 of fatal road traffic crashes in high-income countries and about half in low and middle-income countries. While encouraging Nigerians to respect road signs and traffic rules, as countries with low traffic death have done so by prioritizing safety and managing speed, the clerics encourage government to modify roads and include features and technologies that calm traffic and enable proper monitoring of road users.
There is order in creation, reflecting the order in God, so we should obey traffic rules.
People should use the road as if there is tomorrow.
Deputy Corps Marshal, Administration and Human Resources, FRSC, Chidinwa Chukwu, pointed out proven strategies to address speed on the highway in place by government and risk factors for road traffic death and injuries.
We have a lot of pressure on the roads. Therefore, FRSC really insisted on ensuring that we have to cut down the excesses of commercial vehicles by implementing the speed meting device.
The theme for the 2017 UN Global Road Safety Week is Managing Speed. In Abuja, Olainka Ojo, NTA News.
And for a bit of sports, stakeholders at the 5th 10-kilometer IAAF Okwekwe Bronze Label Road Race call on all and sundry to pull forces together to develop the sport in the country, as victorious Nigerian long-distance athletes appeal to government to assist in training them. Details of this and more with Adiola Omokivie on Sports Update.
Edo State Governor Godwin Obaseki flagged up the elite race before the celebrity race began at the serene mountainous community of Okpekpe. Initiator of the race says government should make use of the opportunity Nigerian athletes have derived from the race.
The first 10 people that rode today have qualified as bronze label runners. They can now go and run in another country.
Sports Minister Solomon Dalung and the AFN President commended the organizers for sustaining the race, adding that developing long-distance races requires a broad-based approach.
Once there is a good synergy between the private sector and the government, we are going to have more of this.
The Pepper race is going to inspire us, particularly those from this area, to run it again.
Some of the top Nigerian athletes and the overall winners speak.
I was not thinking to be among the first Nigerian, but it is God's grace that make it for me to train us better to win this. If the Kenya came to win them.
The second time this is coming in Nigeria, 2015 coming is a second position, but 2017 coming is the number one. I am happy.
I thought that I would win, but I'm happy. I have been well prepared since 2 months ago, and I'm very happy for my performance.
I'm happy because to run is a career and it's so competitive.
There were prizes for male and female, first 8 elite athletes, top 5 Nigerian, and top 3 Ibia indigenes. 8 countries, including Nigeria, competed in this year's edition. The 12th edition of the Africa Cup of Nations Under 17 tournament finally kicked off Sunday in Gabon after the initial hosting right was withdrawn from Madagascar following reports of the CAF inspection team. Host Gabon in a Group A encounter were humbled in the opening match 5-1. The top 4 teams of the biennial International Youth Football Tournament qualifies for the 2017 FIFA Under-17 World Cup in India. With Sports Updates, Adeola Omokive, NTA News.
And before we go, a quick reminder that you can watch all our stories and much more when you log on to our website, www.nta.ng. And that's our package on News Panorama for today. Thank you for watching. I am Ogwa Vivian Ungidibia.